Is everybody here? Let me know. Is everybody here? I know I started this a bit early, but just out of curiosity, is anybody here? Okay. Hi, everybody. This is Black Rhino Ranger. It's been a while, hasn't it, since I had my last live stream. The last live stream I did was about 10 months ago. It was mainly because the last one I did was probably my shark live stream. It was meant to celebrate the Shark Week, celebrating the sharks and stuff. It took me 10 months just to make a new one because no, let me explain a bit in a moment about why I made this list. But let me explain what happened. Before I start the live stream, let me explain what happened. So after that last live stream, me and my family moved to a brand new building, and for a while I was still trying to adjust myself a bit. There was a bit of broken areas that needed to be fixed, and I couldn't really do a live stream, so I ended up just doing request challenges or even having to do premieres of random animation compilations or events. The Supercharger racing event or the Brawlout event, and I do some super chatting and stuff like that. And also, I noticed that my microphone was fizzing a bit. Given that it's of its age, which is like 11 years, I felt like I needed to get myself a brand new mic. So after a while, I finally got my hands on a brand new mic. And it's a smaller one, and it's easy for me to carry around. The previous one I had was kind of a heavy one. So, anyways, now before I stall any further, let's welcome to my first live stream in 10 months, and we're about to pay tribute to a video game. Not a video game, a mobile game that's about to close down after 8 years, and this game is called Disney Heroes Battle Mode. Kind of like Disney Infinity, Disney Heroes Battle Mode was like a huge crossover game where you can select a lot of different characters. While Disney Infinity allows you to select up to 100 characters, Disney Heroes Battle Mode lets you select over 200 characters, from especially the ones from the Walt Disney canon films like Snow White, The Jungle Book, The Aristocats, Robin Hood, or the Pixar films like Toy Story, A Bug's Life, Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, The Incredibles. Excuse me. Some of the live-action movies like National Treasure, Hocus Pocus. I'm trying to remember if there was any Pirates of the Caribbean, etc. And even the television TV. The Disney television animation shows, such as Kim Possible, The Owl House, Amphibia, Darkwing Duck, DuckTales, etc. Unfortunate, and it has ran for about 8 years, but today we have to say goodbye to it because it's about to shut down. So I'm going to pay tribute to it by drawing some Disney characters who are sad that they didn't get to be included in Disney Heroes Battle Mode. So, in case you're wondering what this list is all about, it's a list of all the franchises that were included in the game. Like I said, they had Toy Story, Zootopia, Incredibles, Big Hero 6. No, not yet. No. Please. No. Cannot. Sorry. No. This one has to be off screen. Sorry about that. I have to let me explain everything again. Okay. All right. So the okay, hit two buttons. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. I'll do it off screen. Okay. All right. So for this, so like I said, these are all the franchises that were included, including these some of my favorites like the Jungle Book and the Owl House. Now on the left are the ones that Disney, the developers, did consider including, but they never did. I mean, they had an entire poll about it where fans can select which ones they want to see. Some they suggested for Wish, Strange World, Home on the Range, the Pixie Hollow, Gravity Falls, Recess, etc. And also down below over here are the Disney Infinity characters who are not included in Disney Heroes Battle modes. I mean, most of the Disney Infinity characters are included in the game except these guys. Francesco and Holly from Cars 2, Lone Ranger and Tonto, Spot from The Good Dinosaur, Sam Flim from Tron, Time from Alice Through the Looking Glass, and Tinkerbell from Peter Pan. Sort of. She actually does appear in the game, but not as her own character, but as one of Peter Pan's moves. But one, she's kind of so small that's difficult to see, and two, she actually, the Pixie Hollow franchise was considered. And so this is a pretty simple challenge. All you have to do is ask me to draw the Disney characters who did not appear in the game as feeling sad that they didn't get to be in the game. That's it. All you gotta do is ask me to draw any Disney character who's sad that they didn't get to appear in the game. They can be from the ones that did appear. They can be from franchises that did appear in the game, as long as they are completely different characters, not the ones from the actual game. Like, I can include the vultures from the Jungle Book. I can include, what was the name of that one-armed man from Luca? And there's Timothy from Dumbo, or Mr. Toad from Ichabod and Mr. Toad, etc. Or they don't have to be. They can also be the ones that were never included, like Star versus the Forces of Evil, or even the ones that were scrapped, like Gravity Falls. So I'll allow at least 15 different entries. Now, a few things to note. The live-action ones are hard to draw, so I recommend the animated entries. And I would suggest just pure Disney characters only, so no Marvel, no Lucasfilm like Star Wars or Indiana Jones, and no 20th Century Studios like The Simpsons, Family Guy, or Ice Age. And not even the non-Disney companies either, like no Paramount or Nickelodeon, no Warner Brothers or Cartoon Network, not Universal or DreamWorks, not even the independent animation companies like Spindle Horse or Glitch. Just pure Disney. And here we go. What's your first request? All right? Begin. If you have nothing to request, just ask me any question, and if you like, you can use the super chat system if you want. So, let's see. What's the first one? All right. I'm just Oh, okay. Okay. Here's my first. Here's my first pick. I'm not gonna lie, fellas. I wanted her to be included as well. As soon as I saw, now one reason that I got into Disney Heroes Battle Mode in the first place was the inclusion of Luz Noceda from the Owl House. And when I noticed that Ida was also included, I got pretty excited. I wanted to get the characters as soon as I can. I managed to do so, and I hoped more Owl House and even more of my favorite characters would be included. And one of my other favorites hoping to be included was Star Butterfly. Now they did include some badges that are based on Starbutt versus the Forces of Evil. Like there's a badge of her wand, a badge of Princess Ponyhead, and a badge of Glub Gore and Eclipsa, but not Star Butterfly herself. Maybe not like that. Actually, it's been a... Wait, sorry, it's just, it's been a while since I... I'm sorry. I'm just I didn't draw her front right. It's been quite a while since I did draw her, which is weird since humongous fan of her and such. I listened to your intro when you mentioned her and decided to use her as my first, and apology there for accidentally was on a bumpy road. Now that's okay. That's okay. Hey, I can always do it off screen. I overreacted a bit. Sorry about that, but I'll get to it. I'll get to it. Oh, sorry, it's just a slight mistake. Oh, so somebody wants me to make the character angry. That's interesting. Huh. Now here's a funny idea for Disney Heroes Battle Mode had they not been cancelled. Now another thing with Disney Heroes Battle Mode is that they do allow some character costume options. For example, you get to have Jack Skellington from The Nightmare Before Christmas be in his Sandy Claus outfit. Like you have him look like he's ready for Christmas. And there's even one where Kermit the Frog also wears a Santa hat, and one where Genie has his vacation clothes, complete with a Goofy hat. But there are others that do have an alternate costume, but they're more or less just recolors of their regular outfits. Like there's a thing called Mastery, where you have to where you have the characters in either a gold, a platinum, or a challenger type of outfit, which is more or less just a recolor. Here. Whenever you have the characters in an arena. For example, those who have the challenger outfits, the mastery outfits are Luz, Gaston, Gazy, Vanellope, and a few others. I was thinking to myself, come on, Luz had more outfits than this. She was in her school attire. She was in her jock type of sporty type of outfit, and she even had a Good Witch Azure outfit. So why just a simple recolor? Oh, Ida also had that too. And unfortunately, most people, even though a lot of people were excited to see her finally appearing in the game, they were a little bummed over the fact that it's not the it's not the purple hair. It's the green hair for Amity Blight, her season 1 appearance. People were like, "Oh, come on, that's the hairdo that Odelia, her mother, wants for Amity, not not the one that she wants herself. The one where Luz says she's like a cotton carrot handy goddess." So, but then the developers then said, "Well, we'll work hard on trying to get the purple version. Just be patient." Unfortunately, this never happened. Oh wait, I got another off-screen one. So, okay, the next up is it's a dual. It's a dual. Oh wait, no wait. I misread that. It's just him. Okay. Okay, Star Butterfly is checked. That's I better label just in case I forget. I'll remove it when I eventually get to drawing, to coloring them. So next up is we finally get to see Lucy's eyes. Yes, of course. It's in what was it again? It was in the Loud House movie Naughty or Nice. In all honesty, I think it would have worked better if it wasn't focused on Lincoln and instead focused on the other Loud kids like Lola or Lon. No, I think that would have worked a little bit better for her. Here. And if they wanted to include the fantastical element, maybe they should try bringing it was just a dream type of thing, a little reminiscent to Wizard of Oz. I am aware that the whole it was just a dream thing is becoming a little bit, cliched and stuff, but so I'm just moving my mic a little bit because just needed to point to a better direction. That's all. Yeah, I am aware that the fantasy elements are a bit, but it's not like the Owl House hasn't done fantasy elements before. I mean, they kind of have done even in the earlier seasons, like the what was it again? The Chores and Peace has the garbage monster. That comes to life by Lisa's experiments. There's moments where the puppet talks without an owner. It was in Hand Me Downer, and I think that was a. There was even a moment where it implies that the ghosts are actually alive, during the ARG moment. I think it was in ARG You for Real. So yeah, they did use fantasy especially in its early years, just not as much as they are doing more right now. Um, hmm. Or as for 5 minutes. Could you not do another paid request for 5 minutes? Sorry, just had to read that. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. QS casual, no more chores. Don't you mean chores? Huh? What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Sorry, I just had to do that little reference. So yeah, here's Lucky from Bonkers. I would have preferred Miranda, but Lucky will do fine. Did you know that Miranda's relationship with Bonkers was what inspired her? Was the inspiration for the relationship between Goliath and Elisa from Gargoyles? All right, so what's next? Okay, the duel of Oliver and Company. I forgot to mention that yes, you are allowed to count duos as one character. So yeah, Oliver and the duos can count as one character. Like I know Lady and the Champs had a duo, and Kevin and Russell from Up are a duo. Luca and was it Alberto? Those two fish kids from Luca, they were um, hmm. Let me just do a little slight coloring for a minute, just a slight one. So, dang it! Now I wished they had the other Oliver and Company characters included, like not just Dodger or Oliver, also Fagin, Tito, Georgette. Missed opportunities here or there. Let me widen the eyes a bit. Let me widen the eyes a bit. Oh, whoops! It's a little derpy. Okay. So, what do you think about Tubi having the Cartoon Network shows now? I'm glad they finally the Cartoon Network shows have a home. Sadly for me, though, I have no access to Tubi. It's a United States only website. I could try VPN, but I hear some people having a bit of problems with VPN. Like if you're like some companies would want to do even with VPN and stuff, they'll try and restrict you or something. I mean, I hear in the United States they're doing something with the age verification thing, and also trying to restrict anybody younger than 16 from ever having a YouTube account. Even though I myself had my first YouTube account back in 2006, and I got a new one in 2009 when I was 15. The internet was so much simpler back in the early 2000s and the early 2010s. Now everybody who uses the internet wants to be a star. In fact, to take a quote from some oldie celebrity like Jimmy Durante, or at least an impression of Jimmy Durante by the Looney Tunes, everybody wants to get into the act. So yeah, this is Oliver said, and let's also include One minute up in Central Park. Why should I worry? Why should I care? Sorry, I'm just, every time when I think of Dodger from Oliver and Company, all I'm thinking about is the song, that catchy song by not only by his voice actor, which is sung by his voice actor Billy Joel. Well, I look like I'm. Now I have a gun, but I got streets up of when the rhythm of the century for once. Apparently his ears droop a bit. Why should I care? Now you probably want wait sorry, Oliver and Company is a good film. I enjoyed it too. I even introduced my parents to it since they're major Billy Joel fans. And I got streets that are free. I know it's not as no, it's not as Actually, you know what? I'm gonna redo the years because I'm gonna redo the years a bit because it's just unrecognizable with those droopy ears. I'm gonna redo the ears a bit. Back streets of a friend. Stop offering. Sorry, but Camo is not a Disney character, and Stitch is already included in Disney Heroes Battle Mode. You're gonna have to suggest something else. Okay, so okay, I think I need to make his bill. Yeah, I think this is the best I can do for Dodger from Oliver and Company, and so yeah, that's taken care of. It's wait, let me just so yeah, number 3 is done. Okay, what's next? Stitch is already included, don't It's kind of funny that the game has a lot of well, not a lot of, but quite a number of Moana characters. Like they got Moana, they got Maui, and they even got the little sister of they even got the little sister of Moana, Simi. Is it Simia or Simia? The little girl from Moana too. Let me just giving him a few barnacles on his teeth. He'd rather be shiny. Unfortunately, it wasn't his chance to shine in Disney Heroes Battle Mode. Okay, I can't draw his feelers too long because, well, it's so I'm just making it long enough. Does he have barnacles on his chin like a bit of a goatee? Now for some of the treasure. The funny thing is, they actually did include one Disney character who's like the biggest character in the entire game, Chernobog from Fantasia. He's mainly just a head, and occasionally you can see his arm, but he was like he is marketed as the biggest character to ever be included in Disney Heroes Battle Mode. And it makes me wonder, if Maui, if Tamatoa was included, he would probably easily rival on he'll probably easily rival on who is the biggest. But then again, you can argue that Chernobog can shapeshift, so Tamatoa is still at a bit of a disadvantage. So yeah, this is my best to draw Tamatola. Not necessarily sad, but angry that he is not included. That's 4 so far. I believe LT Green ended up reaching a new low. I'm kind of surprised too about the guy who made. I was surprised too. Yeah, never thought he would do something like that. I mean, he was against but turns out okay, it's a pretty. We've got to have money. Now there was another category of Disney characters I did think about including, but I kind of scrapped it at the last minute because for one, the game is still a little bit present, and Speedstorm. There are some Disney. Disney Speedstorm has a few other characters that were not included in battle mode, like Prince Eric from The Little Mermaid, and just a minute, let me just double read on that part. They had Speedstorm has Will Turner, Celia, Figment, Forky, or Hortensia, Oswald, Prince Eric, Dr. Fickelstein, Rinsler, Zeus, and Cruz Ramirez, and Mabel from Hoppers. But there's like a lot of characters, and I think it'd be a bit too much, so. Mm-hmm. So I'm just. Hoppers was a fun film come from the creators of We Bare Bears. It definitely was. It's okay. I drew her a little bit weird, so I'm just gonna redo this a little bit again. So, sorry, I'm just looking at. I wanted to see Gary appear in Zootopia, in Disney Heroes Battle Mode 2. I mean, they were kind of updating on. They were kind of updating a bit. But it was all. I mean, and they included this gazelle from the first film. It was just never meant to be, sadly. Let me do the feet again. Yeah, this looks that looks a bit better. And I think that's about it. I might have to fix this one at a later date, but yeah. So let's see. Okay, so number 5 is done. I've done 5 Disney Infinity characters. I mean Disney characters who are sad. Let's see, who's next? Who's next? Who the heck is Burley? Is he one of is our? Let me have a look. Oh. Oh. Okay. This is interesting. Is one of the cats who isn't from the is yeah the apparent yeah the game has included a few Aristocats characters, and unfortunate. And here's a funny thing. I actually thought they were going to include the Duchess's kittens as one character. They include all 3 of the Duchess's kittens as one, the black one, the brown one, and the white one, Marie. Marie is such an icon. I can still see her being sold in shops. I would have actually loved if they included Edgar, the butler, and the dogs, Napoleon and Lafayette. Aristocats was a fun movie, but the dogs were the best part. Hey, Napoleon, it looks like it's the end. Wait a minute, I'm the leader. I'll say when it's the end. Oh, it's the end. Since this is a this isn't really a sad role, I'm just gonna put him in the happy corner. Yeah, I'm just gonna put him in the happy corner. He's not sad that the game is being is going away, so it doesn't quite count. But nevertheless, I still drew him. So anything? All right, so I guess we got to do some free ones. Okay, what was that Timothy one again? I neglected to that one. Yeah, I think I'm thinking about seeing him sad. Thinking about him sad. I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about. That particular song that one of the most bully sad songs ever made by the Walt Disney Company. Do you know which one it is? I don't want to mention it because it makes me so sad. Yep, that's the one. Oh, I don't know why. Every time I listen to that song, it makes me sad. Maybe one. Sorry, I'm just thinking about what to do with that particular song for a future project. Oh, I forgot something. Have you watched Talon the Pilot? I have not. In fact, there are a lot of pilots I need to catch up on. There are some really good animation projects, and one day when I'm finished with my Skylanders projects, I should try and bring out some of my own animation projects too. I'm not sure when, but I definitely will someday. There. Timothy Mouse. All sad. Wait, I think I made him a little too chubby over here, so... There, that's better. That's more like it. There. No. I can only do Scratch. Molly McGee is already included. Yeah, it's kind of funny. Now, here's the saddest thing about this one. Before the cancellation, Molly McGee was one of the last ones to be included. before the announcement. There were 3 characters that were released after the announcement was made. Benjamin from National Treasure, Scuttle from The Little Mermaid, and Mowgli from The Jungle Book. Before we didn't know that the project was going to shut down, and with Molly McGee, we had a bit of hopes that Scratch would eventually appear in the game, and maybe Andrea too. So yeah, Scratch is there. So Perry the Platypus is already included. Hugging me, and Luz and Molly are already included. Surprisingly, yes. Yes. Sorry, I'm just looking at. Now, in case you're wondering, now, just a little heads. Sorry, I should have said this earlier. But another thing to note is that since I'm in a new house, it's an apartment, so, and there's a night guard outside, and some people sometimes they arrive back to their houses a bit late, so you might experience a bit of noise whenever, especially at this time. Now you should probably get a sign that says quiet recording in progress, but this is I'm not sure if this will go against the rules of this entire neighborhood. I mean, there are some rules within the neighborhood that we were just not allowed to do. There we go. We have King from the Owl House, sad. All right, halfway there. Yeah, this is another one I was. This is another one I was hoping would be included. And considering how popular he was, even though the fourth film has gotten quite of a mixed reception, some say it's still a pretty solid addition to the Toy Story franchise. Others say it completely betrays what the original Toy Story was all about. Well, some say it's the weakest or the worst of the Toy Story films because it kind of ruined Woody's arc and stuff, and ruined that, and say whatever happened to that prom. I guess Bonnie didn't keep Andy's promise. I thought it was a fine film, but even I am aware of its flaws. I still think Toy Story 3 is the best, but if you like the film, that's great. If you don't like the film, that's great too. I still like it fine. It's just not as good as the other 3 Toy Story movies. And hopefully the 5th film might redeem that. Who knows? The tech versus toy things. Yes. And knowing the little Buzz figures in action thing, it kind of... I was thinking to myself, So an army, Buzz Lightyear army. Doesn't that remind me of Small Soldiers in a way? Something that was kind of like DreamWorks' answer to Toy Story, and yet, and now it seems like Pixar is copying something from DreamWorks or something. Funny enough, Combat Carl, who you had a voice actor named. Okay, the sad ones are. Okay, so some people are trying to. Actually, no. It's got to be. They have to be sad. They have to be sad. Somebody has to pay me to have them shrug. Anyways, Carl Retter's rip, rest in peace. He was also god of basketball. Did you know he was originally supposed to be a choice to play one of the small soldiers, Butch Meathook, the sniper, but the role would later be given to Jim Brown. In fact, before they considered the members of the Dirty Dozen, they considered the actors of Predator. Here. And funny enough, Carl Weathers would actually finally get to play as a toy soldier in one of the Toy Story shorts. Okay, anyways, what else again? Here we go with the ants and the Bugs Life rivalry all over again. This is the same with Fish, with Finding Nemo and Shark Tale. You know, the funny thing is, small spoilers, I thought Tom was something. I thought Tom wasn't a natural animal. So to speak. I thought Tom was too weird to be all natural compared to some of the other animals, but I was wrong. He was natural. So I got about 5 more entries. So who else do you want me to pick? What are your thoughts on the first Minions movies? It's cute. But I still like Despicable Me more. This is adding extra insult to injury, considering that this year his entire statue and his entire ride got taken away. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, I would have loved to have played as him too, along with the other dinosaurs and lemurs, and maybe even the Carnotaurs. It's, again, a bit of a shame that there was another thing by Disney that had to go, but I still have fond memories writing it. I still have that picture of me with my family riding on it. I don't know if I should show it, but I still remember that it brought me back so many memories. And I was lucky to see it one last time before it closed. And it's a good thing I went there in early 2025 before the situation of what's happening in the US got even worse. A lot of people were moving out of the US because they don't feel safe with you know who in charge of the White House. I was thinking, no, and when I jokingly said we got to revisit the U.S. again because I need to do something there now, that much of my family is like, no, we do not go there for now. Wait until that egomaniac steps down sooner or later. Okay. Number 11. Done. Okay. Now this would have been now this was a big missed opportunity to have a character from this franchise be included. Because here's a funny thing. Here's another sad thing about. Here's a funny thing about. Because there's a bit of a missed opportunity to have a slight crossover reunion, and I mean technically there was a bit. I mean we managed to. I mean not only does. Okay. Let me explain. Did you know that in the Days of Lilo and Stitch the series, they had a series of crossovers with other Disney TVA characters, like the Proud Family, Kim Possible, American Dragon Jake Long, and the Proud Family. In Disney Heroes Battle Mode, they brought back the Proud Family, they brought back Kim Possible, and they brought back American Dragon Jake Long. They did not bring back Recess. And a shame too, because had they included Recess, it would have been a great way to. Had they included Recess, it'd be a bit of a reunion. It might have been a friendship. They might have had a friendship campaign based on that little reunion with all the Lilo and Stitch crossover characters. In fact, it's not just the Disney TVA characters that Stitch crossed over with. During the promos for his movie, he interacted with Ariel from The Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin and Jasmine, and he was carried by Rafiki in The Lion King. And in case you don't know, I once made a little fan-made crossover series where I have characters from the Owl House visit Hawaii and meet Lilo and Stitch and the gang. It was basically my own take on what an Owl House crossover with Lilo and Stitch would be like. Funny enough, when I was playing Disney Heroes Battle Mode, one of the missions, one of the campaign missions has Ida with Stitch, and along with Kim Possible, the Proud Family, and I think also American Dragon, or maybe not. I can't remember, but I do remember all those Stitch reuniting with Kim Possible and the Proud and Penny from the Proud Family alongside with Ida. And I was thinking to myself, did the people behind Disney Heroes Battle Mode pinch my idea? It's so weird. Chibiverse is an amazing crossover series. It's basically the Smash Ultimate of Disney TVA. Now, I have heard the formula changed a bit. So instead of the usual 22-minute episodes, they decide to shorten it to just 7 minutes and in segments. Now, I get the idea that they want to tell shorter stories, or they thought the 22-minute format was a bit too much, but sometimes I like the 22-minute format more. Usually I'm an 11-minute person, but sometimes 12-minute ones are great too, in case you want to squeeze in as many different characters into one as possible. Anyways, Ashley Spinelli is done. They didn't bring Tarzan or Dinosaur into battle mode. Tarzan I can kind of understand, since it's not really a Disney character. It was owned by the Edgar estate. Even though it's kind of public domain, there's some rights issues with the character. The only Tarzan character I can see appearing in Disney Heroes Battle Mode is Tantor, the elephant. Oh, okay. I mean, Tantor is basically a character that was invented by Disney. Even though, yes, the name is actually also included in the original Tarzan books, but it's more or less meant as a way of as a nickname for elephant, a generic name for elephants in general. And the funny thing is that Tantor does appear in Disney Infinity. You can actually ride on Tantor. I personally never got the power disc, but because it means I would have to keep constantly having to keep getting packs, the same pack over and over again. And it just wasn't worth it. I don't know if anybody has managed to get their hands on all the Disney Infinity power discs. Doom, but she do. Bring your hand up, take our hoops. Sorry, I drew the ears a little bit weird. Let me try this again. Do 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 do. Do but she do. Do but she do. Do but she do. Do but she do. Whoa! Here we go, fellas. We have Tantor, all sad that he didn't get to be in Disney Heroes Battle Mode. He would have been the only one who qualified. He was also, I just remembered, he was also in trying to remember, the House of Mouse, where he was like the only character who could be the only Tarzan character who could be included. Sorry, sometimes I like to sing a bit. They didn't include Brother Bear or Home on the Range. I think they were considering that too. Oh, 627, the only experiment without a name. Every other experiment has a different name, like 300 is spooky, and let's see. Trying to remember. 254 is Mr. Stenchy. Some of the experiment names get a little bit mixed up, like Bonnie and Clyde. I think at one point they were called 549 and 550. 349 and 350, but later they were changed to 1549 and 150. And there's another one, 509. I remember the experiment name on that one more than I remember Sprout. Yeah, they got 625 and 624 and 626, but no 627 or even 628 or 629. Most people nickname 627 as evil because he always keeps saying evil, evil, evil. There is nothing. He is. There's nothing good about him. Unlike Stitch, unlike the other experiments, there's at least something good in each and every one of the other experiments, but 627 on the other hand, none. And 262 is nothing but good. In fact, Even the computer is like experiment 262. Ooh, primary function warning. This experiment has no evil priorities. The funny thing is, in the live action Lilo and Stitch movie, they mistaken Leroy for 627. They got Leroy's model and all. Oh, but they mistakenly labeled him as 627, even though that's like a completely different model compared to the real Leroy. I mean, that model is clearly more like Leroy than it does 625. Curious to what the sequel is. Anyways, I think we have enough. I think we might have enough time for one or two more. So I won't find it weird seeing Bonnie and Clyde as a couple of Lilo and Stitch because they aren't. But you would find it weird because aren't they related? Technically, all of Stitch's experiments are his cousins, and that would make the relationship between Stitch and Angel a little weird. But then again, why do we think of it like how Mary Shelley's Frankenstein depicts the relationship of Victor Frankenstein and Elizabeth? Did you know in the original publication, Elizabeth is Frankenstein's cousin? But in a later publication, also by Mary Shelley, they rewrote her to being an orphan and who was adopted by the Frankenstein family. So she would technically be Frankenstein's stepsister, and later they would get married before the creature kills her off. I'm just saying, it's what's written in the book. Next year, Universal's Frankenstein will be public domain. Yes. And so would be the other Universal classic, Dracula. Let's see, what else? All right. Is nothing secret anymore? I'm surprised they actually got a good amount of Muppets in this game. They got Kermit, Sweetums, Miss Piggy, Fozzie, Beaker and Dr. Bunsen Honeydew, Statler and Waldorf, and Gonzo. And yet they did not include Sam. I tend to listen to a lot of Muppets music whenever I play Disney Heroes Battle Mode, just to pass the time a little bit. So yeah, fellas, this is Sam the Eagle. Sad. Hmm. Since I think we've got a bit of time left, so let's. I'll include some more, and you can have them. Let's see. What are? Let me look at some of the previous ones again. All right. Hmm, hmm, hmm. Now this time, this one is not sad. It's more or less. Since I already joined the sad and angry ones, I might as well include the ones who are not necessarily who aren't in the game, but are not necessarily too bothered by it. As in, yeah, I probably wouldn't have made it anyway, or I probably just wouldn't be popular enough. But it's a shame. I would have loved to have seen her appear in the game too. She probably wouldn't be very popular though, but it still is an idea. I mean, I don't think there are a lot of. I think there are some unpopular entries that did make it to the game. Like, I'm not sure if G-Force was ever like that popular, but I did remember them including one of the characters from G-Force, that little hamster named Darwin. Nevertheless, it still would have been cool to play as Haley, having to do item, and I bet some of her moves would include item number something something something. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention earlier that when I finally submit all this on DeviantArt, I will give the each and every character an idea of what their story modes would be like. Well, okay, what their moves would be like would probably have been like, what their friendships would probably be like, and maybe make up a few items or memory disks. The future. I don't think there was a Haley's on it badge included, which is a bit sad because at least they would have addressed that Haley's on it would have also existed in the world of Disney Heroes Battle Mode. Hmm. Anyways, can you read my comment? Disney 2000 is excluded in the Disney Classic lineup in the UK and replaced with the Wild. What? Why would they do that? Isn't Dinosaur part of the Walt Disney canon? Why the Wild? I mean, I kind of enjoyed the Wild. Fine, it's no Madagascar. Uh, But Disney's Dinosaur is also a classic of mine. I mean, why would anybody like? Why would anybody do this? I mean, it's part of the Walt Disney canon. I mean, I know some people. I mean, I am aware that it's gotten a bit of a mixed reaction. Some people like it. Some people thought it was okay. Some people just think it's boring, because it's just Dinosaur Moses. But I liked it fine. It was my introduction to the Carnotaurs. Heck, it kind of introduced me to the Styracosaurus, or I was or it popularized it. But again, why dinosaur given the bad treatment? I think I made Haley's head a little too big. I made it a little too cheap. Yes, let me shrink the head a little bit. Sorry, just let me shrink the head a little bit. It's otherwise I have accidentally recreated Bobblehead the movie. There, that's more like it. I think I might have to redraw her with the... since this doesn't really count as a thing, I'll just put her as Shrug. Wasn't the WoW really hated? Yeah, it was pretty hated because there's the comparisons from Madagascar. That will have to be drawn on a screen, sorry. Again, it has to be related to the subject. I'll do all these off screen. And what was that other one again? I'm trying to remember what was the previous one. Where was it? Never mind. Kiss. What's next? Okay, Sophia's a little complicated, and I don't think Sophia, I don't think they can include because I don't think they ever included any preschool shows. I forgot to mention that. Then again, they were considering Elena of Avalor, but so I don't know what to really think. Yeah, I heard that Kif is becoming like a super popular thing on Disney right now. It's rivaling against Big City Greens. Wait, just a bit. Where's the part when they never mind, I'll just make up. See, the tail is down. It's a droop tail. Because, well, oh wait, Well, yeah, let me just adjust this a little bit. So yeah, here's Kif. She's sad. And that makes it number 16. Big City Greens is Disney SpongeBob, and Kif is their Rugrats, and Phineas and Ferb is their Rugrats. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? Well, we'll see how it goes. Okay, now I'm... but I clean it up. Alright, I think this will be my last one. And the funny thing is, I did remember seeing a few Big City Green badges included in the game, like Alice, the grandma. Oh yeah, let me just yeah, I can imagine cricket. I can imagine cricket being one of the bigger contenders. Yeah, it makes me wonder, since Big City Greens is one of Nick Disney's more popular shows on the Disney Channel, why wasn't it included in Heroes Battle Mode? I mean, they allowed other Disney TVA shows like Phineas and Ferb, yeah, and like I said before, The Owl House. Why Big City Greens? In fact, this is a show that has managed to get a 5th season, yet not a lot of folks talk about it. Very strange. I mean, I like Big City Greens fine, but not a lot of people seem to be too bothered about it. There's not that many fan arts of the characters. Well, at least he can't damage his extra finger any further. Oops. Look, I accidentally cut off his... Oh, off screen is from Biff from OK. Thank you for the super chat. I forgot to mention to you all, thank you for the other super chats. Now you're probably wondering, I mean, I still haven't finished the other super chats yet. You know, the ones I did for the fight battle. I will get to them, but I also need to. Because I want to test out my new mic for this request challenge. No, he's not wide enough. I consider this as a bit of a test for my upcoming live streams. where's his so yeah, and that's about it. I think that's number 17. So yeah, I think I'm just about finished. Yep, I'm gonna pause it right here. So here are the sad characters who didn't appear in Disney Heroes Battle mode before the game is closed. Star Butterfly from Star vs. the Forces of Evil. Lucky from Bonkers. Oliver and Dodger from Oliver and Company. They're a duo. Tamatoa, who is angry at, from Moana, who is angry at it. Gary the Snake and the Beaver Woman from Zootopia 2. Timothy Mouse from Dumbo. Scratch from The Ghost of Molly McGee. King from The Owl House. Forky from Toy Story 4. Tom from Hoppers. Alador from Disney's Dinosaur. Spinelli from Recess. Tantor from Tarzan. 627 from Lilo and Stitch the series. Angry rather than sad. Sam Eagle from The Muppets. Kiff and Bill Green from Big City Greens. The only ones who are not sad are one of Duchess's kids and Haley Banks from Haley's On It. She shrugs. So yeah, that should just about do it. And thanks for your requests. I'll get to the off-screen ones as soon as I can. And but I also got some of the previous ones I need to fill out. Oops, they're long overdue. And yep, time to say goodbye to Disney Heroes Battle Mode. And so what's next? So for my next live stream? Oh no, I didn't bother with the guy who loves Tamatoa so much that he has it on his avatar. I never really bothered watching that guy, to be very honest. He just wasn't for me. So for my next live stream, it's a little bit of a repeat from one of my previous live streams, but rather than focusing on various different balls, we'll focus on one particular sporting ball. In most countries, it's called one thing, but in other places like America and Canada, it's called something else. Join me as I make my own association of that particular sport. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for these requests, and I'll do your off-screen ones, and I'll submit these ones later. I hope you've enjoyed this video.